Hello? 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 Okay, I see that the sound is working. Okay. Alrighty. So, welcome for those who are coming on. I want to welcome you to the live stream for the week or the astrology for the week. I'm Everett Curdy, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am very thrilled to have you here, and I just want to clear something out of the way. First of all, I am not going to do the daily horoscope posts every single day. It's only when I want to. It's only when I want to. The only things that I have planned are the weekly horoscope videos that I do every single week, and then the general astrology videos that I do on a weekly basis. Everything else is just optional, and I just want to make that really, really clear for myself. I just want to get that off of my chest, out of the way, before even getting into this. I also have a couple sections of a book that I'm reading about the lunar nodes, Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller, that are not finished sections, but I will plan on reading those sometime. So I just, there will be times when I may say random things that I may interject, but it's all in an essence to get the stagnation and the thoughts that are going on in my mind out, so that I'm not sitting here feeling like I am procrastinating on doing other things. So yeah, because it's not fun to be doing a live stream and to be explaining the information, but then having, I want to do this. Oh, I need to do this. This has to be this. The trash has to be taken out. This has to be taken care of. It's just, so so you'll find that I may end up doing posts on my community tab if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, where I talk about the astrology for the day. And the focus for that is just to express my creativity, just to have an open, creative channel where I am just writing whatever comes to my mind as I am writing it. It may be a made-up story. I may make up a person and tie it in, but then I have a theme and a lesson, and some sort of spiritual connection or meaningful connection to tie whatever I'm talking about in with, including the astrology. So I do not want to limit my creativity. I trust that my Mercury, which is the planet of communication, how you think in astrology, and Taurus, very practically, it thinks in terms of security and how are we going to build stability, but it thinks very realistically and very deliberately. And I just think in really, really practical, concrete ways. And so if I make something up that I have intentions and I have a point to it, and I mean what I say, and I am going to give myself permission to be as creative as I want to, especially because I can trust myself that no matter what I make up, I always have a point to it, and there always, will probably be some, realistic, meaningful tie-in, connection to that. So I do daily horoscope posts or videos or podcasts, or just audio recordings that I make and then put a picture to. So what I do is some of my videos on my channel are audio recordings. I record whatever I want to record, and then I put it through a voice changer app. And then I select an image from my phone or take a picture. And then it's sort of the video comes together, and then I transfer it over to YouTube, and then Facebook, Instagram, all of those things. So some of my videos are those, and that's also how the daily astrology, daily horoscope videos will come. So that's another form that can come in, either videos, live streams, audio recordings with pictures, which create videos, or posts. Every single week, I do weekly astrology videos where I talk about the astrology for the week. And I also do a general astrology video or a general spirituality video or any topic that I feel inspired and interested to share with you. That may not be only limited to astrology and spirituality. But the great majority of my videos are astrological and spiritual. That's sort of my niche. That's sort of my wheelhouse in my area now, and what I am really interested in and passionate about. And that is something that I can say. So that's sort of what my content is sort of turning itself into. My channel is becoming one for the majority of which are astrology and spirituality videos, but there's also music videos on my channel, all those kind of things like that. So I don't want to spend a huge amount of time getting into that. I want to find out, pull up my little schedule, because I made a schedule of the videos that I am going to film. So let me find out this week's general video that will be published to my channel tomorrow, and I'm going to film it tomorrow as well. So tomorrow, keep your eyes peeled for a video on, let me find it here, on the ascendant and astrology. So look for a video all about the ascendant, or otherwise known as the rising sign. And the ascendant is really, physical body, how you present yourself to the world. It's really one of the first things that people see when they meet you. And the ascendant is your soul. It's like the soul part of you that you're ascending towards, that you're growing towards, that you're rising towards. It's part of you, of who you want to become in this lifetime. And so, yeah. It's different than the sun sign, which is your ego, but more on the sun sign when we look at what the astrology for this week is going to be. I also have a video that I recently came out with about the Mercury in Virgo transit, July 28th through October 4th. So you can go watch that video. Because there's a lot of information in there, and it's a big one because we're going to have a Mercury retrograde this month in the sign of Virgo, so I go into depth about that transit on that video. And I also have a video which I am very, very proud of, which is the longest astrology video I've ever filmed, a little bit over 2 hours long, a video all about the nodes through the houses. So I talk about the south node, and I go through all 12 houses. And then I talk about the north node and go through all 12 houses. And really the nodes are meant to be together. They are meant to be because the nodes travel exactly opposite each other. The north node, whatever sign and house it's in, is exactly opposite the sign and house of the south node. So if your north node is in Libra in the 7th house, the south node is in Aries in the 1st house. So there's so much depth and information in that video that I highly recommend that you go watch. The video is timestamped, so you can skip right to your individual north node and south node house placement. And whenever I go through house placements of a planet in houses, like Saturn through the houses or Jupiter through the houses, I'm going to do one whole video for that. And then when I go through the planets like Saturn through the signs, there will be individual videos per sign for those, for Saturn through the signs. I'm going to be doing a video series. But when it comes to talking about Saturn through the houses, for example, it'll be one video, because I feel like with, when we're talking about a planet through the signs, then I feel like there's more information in depth and detail when it comes to the signs as opposed to the houses. I feel like it just makes more sense to put all the house placements of a planet, or the planet through all the house placements in one video, and then do the planet through the different signs in separate videos. So anyway, that's my philosophy. I'm done with sort of ranting on about that, although I'm not going to limit how many words that I want to say. I'm not going to limit my speech. I'm not going to limit.
Can I grab it? Are you recording?
Yeah. I'm not going to limit what I want to say and hold back on that. So I just gave a little introduction there. But anyway, you're here to hopefully understand the astrology for this week. So this week, what we have going on is on August 6th, we have the sun in a square with Jupiter to begin the week, which is happening on Sunday. So, let's talk about the aspect. An aspect is always when a planet and another planet have a certain conversation or interaction. Or you can have three planets interacting with each other. And so the square is a challenging one. It's not an easy one. And it requires you to really, really put your nose to the grindstone and focus and do the hard work. The square is not going to give you what you want on a platter. The square is not going to present easy energy to you. You have to actively go towards the square, and you have to actively work up to whatever challenge is being presented. The square creates discomfort because it does not want to leave the scene of what's happening in the sky with you being in the same place. The square is like an angel or a god, if you will, that is giving you a little light saying you need to change something and you need to evolve in some way. Otherwise, how are you going to grow? So the square really, really demands that you, that you do grow, and ultimately growth through that hard work is really the beautiful part about a square. Because who says it's always going to be easy? If it's always easy, then where are we growing? If it's always comfortable, then where is the evolution? So that square presents that opportunity for harder work. Is kind of like Saturn, the planet Saturn, which is presents an obstacle. Saturn rules sort of the challenges that you have to face as a soul, and the hard work that you need to do by your own blood, sweat, and tears. Saturn wants to test you because it wants you to become the best that you can be. It wants for you to become better and more mature and more spiritually wise and evolved. And it wants you to succeed and become the master and expert of whatever sign it's in. It wants you to work hard and reap the results. Reap the rewards from that hard work. So anyway, When we're talking about the sun in astrology, the sun is what shines down upon the earth. It deals with courage, bravery, the real balls, I want to say, to, put yourself out into the world. Conviction, really being determined and meaning what you say and knowing what you intend and knowing what you want, which is Mars energy, because it's, assertion and ambition. But anyway, the sun also deals with personal power, harnessing your power, harnessing your inner power, you being an empowered individual, a strong individual. What really makes you unique? What makes you special? What makes you apart from anybody else? That now it is time to express that, and show that and shine your own unique light. So, how you express yourself to the world is also something with it, and then it also rules your ego, and sense of energy and vitality. So that's the sun in astrology. And so Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth and abundance. It deals with the philosophy that you have for your life that either causes blessings to come to you, wants you to expand and grow into the best possible version of yourself. Jupiter says, well, if you're not having fun, I'm not coming to your house. Where, Jupiter is all about you having a superpower that you can embrace and enjoying and making the most of your life, including whatever superpower and tool of strength that you have in your toolkit. So Jupiter is really optimistic, very jovial. But the square energy brings out the downsides of both of these two planets, both the Sun and Jupiter. So while these are wonderful planets, wonderful energies, and the Sun is a planet in astrology speak. In the astrology realm, the Sun and Moon are planets, even though they're luminaries. But the downside of the Sun is that it can be overly, can lead itself to selfish tendencies, always wanting validation from the outside world, and too vain, too full of yourself, too egoic. The downside of Jupiter energy is overindulging, overconfident, feeling like you have more than you actually do have, promises and ideas without delivering on substantial info. So with this particular energy, it is imperative to not overdo it. Whenever you have a hard aspect to Jupiter, where are you overdoing it? And it can be pretty darn general. It can be whatever it is. Whatever situation in your life, whatever job, it could be a relationship, it could be a goal, a project, an ambition, whatever it is. The square energy invites you to look at. Where are you thinking that, hey, I can do this. I can do, no problem. But then it may be too much for you. It may be too big a bite to chew. So with the square energy and the Sun and Jupiter, you could feel like, I can do this. I can absolutely do this. This is a lot. This is ambitious. This is a big risk, but I can do this. What the heck? I have, the energy, but it's a square, so it may not work in your favor. And then you try doing it, and then you realize, uh-oh, I can't do this. I thought that I could. I thought that I had the confidence to do it. But actually, I don't have all the tools. I don't have all the resources. I don't have all that energy and courage and stamina and chutzpah that I thought that I did. And so, the sun also deals how you shine, how you put yourself out there in the world. So this could be being cocky, being overly confident. I know this. I'm an expert at this. I have all the answers. But then humility with this is, I think, it's important to know that you may not have all the tools. You may not have all of the resources and all of the answers. So with this, there could be an overly inflated ego where you want to indulge, you want the party, you want to just achieve whatever you want to. But it doesn't come from your soul, it comes from your ego running the ship, thinking that you can do more than you actually can. We're human beings, we're not human doings. We're not designed and set up to do everything and work overtime. So, in terms of putting yourself out there, maybe it could be moderating what you say, moderating how you express yourself, how you show yourself off to other people. And are you doing it? And are you getting in your own way and hurting your relationships? Or are you taking a too big of a risk? Are you expressing yourself in a way that is negative, overconfident, vain, selfish, argumentative, overly unnecessarily emotional? And I say that with all the love in the world. Is it, too big, too much? And where do you need to look to? Well, again, I don't have all the answers. I may not know what I think that I know. I may need to listen to somebody else to get the right information. I may need to understand something a little bit better, a little bit more in depth. I may need to step back and analyze the situation properly before making a choice. There's many, many different ways to go about this. Yeah. So this could also be, overindulging, addictive tendencies. Addictions. This could not only be smoking and drinking, but any addictive habit pattern, any addictive tendency that you have. It's time to, watch those tendencies. Make sure that you're not, overdoing whatever it is and cut back those addictive tendencies. So overindulging could be a downside with this. So, over entitlement. Thinking that you are, the best thing since sliced bread, that kind of thing. So watching out for being overconfident, and the ego being too much. So enthusiasm, joy, confidence, all those great things, personal power, are great, but with moderation, not, in excess. And so the real question is, how can I expand my conscious awareness? Because there's also a philosophical element to Jupiter in that. Let me take a little quick test here. So there's also this element of Jupiter. It's really, really philosophical. And very big picture focused. And so expanding awareness outside of your own bubble. Maybe I can really examine my philosophy and outlook on life and how I put myself out there. Maybe looking into your motivations of how you want to put yourself out there, how you want to participate in the world. However, it makes sense and feels right for you. Why do I want to participate in this world? Why do I want to act in this particular way? What's the driving force behind what I want to say or how I want to approach the situation or act? So that is what is going on there. Now, on August 9th, we do have Venus squaring Uranus. Now, we've had this before. I believe it was at the very beginning of July that we had Venus square Uranus. But this is happening again. So now Venus is retrograde. The last time this happened was when Venus was direct. It's going to happen a third time because Venus is going to station direct. Then it's going to start moving forward again. And then it's going to square Uranus one final time. So Uranus is the wild, the unexpected. It always deals with, turning the tables over. It's like the patient and the client and the psychologist flipping roles. It, wants to, the unexpected. It wants to radically shift the way that things are. Uranus wants to get in there and try to change and revolutionize the systems and structures that are in place because, hey, that's actually not up to date with where humanity is at the present time. Let's change this. Let's innovate this. That's Uranus energy. And Venus is all about love and beauty and art and romance and being very social and what you value. It's the planet of relationships. Now, when these are squaring off in your relationships, there could be a real strong need for freedom. Of where you felt restricted or limited in your relationships. Now, depending on who the partner is, it may be a very wild, outgoing, freedom-loving partner, or if it's someone who's really conservative and, Saturnian, follows the rules, goes by the book, follows the systems and structures, and is very down to earth and all about, stability and all those kind of things, is maybe you could find yourself wanting to rebel or detach or close off from your relationships with this square energy. Why do you want to detach? What part of that relationship is making you feel like you want to break apart from this? You want to cut yourself off from this particular person. So there could be a real strong need because the square is, really strong energy with you needing to liberate yourself from a particular partner or from a particular person because you feel limited. So, rebellion. And it could reveal, especially under the Venus retrograde, the approaches and ways that you go about your relationships and how those things, how those approaches are not working in your favor. Or is this relationship not working in your favor? Maybe this relationship really is not serving you. It's not for your highest good. Uranus always brings you closer to what is for your highest good. Uranus is about the highest good for you and of the all. In this case, Venus is in Leo, and Leo rules how you express yourself and shine in your own personal life. So, what is going on in your personal life that needs change, that needs to be looked at really carefully, and where is freedom needed? Those are the essential things. Because truth may be revealed under the light of this particular square. Of this relationship, maybe it doesn't work for you, maybe it's not meant for you at this time. You could really feel your true feelings about this particular person or about this relationship that you sort of maybe buried or put under the rug, but maybe you could see them in a much clearer light. And so, truth and what has to change in your relationships when it comes to how you approach this and the relationships in general. Is there any fun and excitement that has to be created to stimulate and provide variety in relationships? Is it stagnant? Is it dull? Is it sort of settled down? Is the relationship settled down? Like, it's flat as a pancake. There's not a whole lot of hills and twists and turns and thrill and fun and spark to your relationship. And Uranus is a really wild, and it can be a restless energy, actually, where you feel like, I want to change something, I want adventure, I want to just be free and try something else just for the heck of it. I just want to be spontaneously creative. So it's great to do things with your partner that are fun and experimental. Maybe kick it up, do something exciting and fun with your particular partner around this time. Travel, do, fun activity, and look at what needs to happen to make for more freedom. The two people are not feeling free in their relationships. So also with any Venus-Uranus interaction, you could come into contact with new people, unexpected situations. Maybe you're dating this particular person and this particular relationship is going well, but then maybe you have an attraction or a liking or you fall in love with somebody else. Possibly. Could that show up that way? Maybe, but it could also be just meeting new people from a foreign country, foreign culture. The unexpected events in terms of relationship could occur. Now, the other thing going on August 9th is a trine between Mercury and Jupiter. Now, the trine is very, very positive. It's a beautiful aspect. It deals with harmonious, easy, yummy, sort of, delicious energy that you can really take advantage of. So Mercury trine Jupiter is a great time to travel and to journey to new places. You may feel an open-mindedness, a curiosity, a need to expand, a need to explore your surroundings or travel somewhere else. And Mercury trine Jupiter is wonderful for learning in any area of your life, gaining new information and new wisdom. And it could be through the classic book learning, like when you think of learning, you probably associate that with I'm, reading information and I'm taking it in. I'm watching a video and I'm taking in this piece of information, but this could also be, learning from what this person has to say to me, learning from a circumstance of how I need to better myself, or what can I do to change this, or how can I better participate or analyze or put order to this situation or serve other people. I'm talking about you, Virgo North nodes. So this could be any kind of learning in any kind of environment of expanding your knowledge, expanding not only your knowledge but your wisdom as well. So, and the positive thing is about you want to learn this new information. You're open to learning. You're open to hearing that wisdom. You're opening to receiving it and growing. Because it doesn't want you, Mercury and Jupiter is not about staying stagnant in the same place, but it's about expanding your wealth of knowledge. So you could be feeling more optimistic. It's a wonderful time to choose a more optimistic view and really focus on the things that bring you hope, that bring you joy, whatever that may be for you. And then the other positive thing is that this is also great for seeing the bigger picture of something, of not getting caught in the nitty-gritty, because Mercury is all about the nitty-gritty, the little details of what has to be done for this to be checked off, communication, the logical mind, all these little things going on here. Mercury wants to collect all the data, gather up all the data. It feeds. It's like yeast that feeds on honey. It sort of finds data and wants to take in and eat and consume that data. It's always hungry for new information. That's Mercury. And so Jupiter is the higher mind, a more philosophical, big pictured, expansive, wiser mind. So seeing the bigger picture of something, seeing the point, the real spiritual meaning and the broader vision is great for this particular time. And that can be helpful for whatever thing that you want to accomplish, for whatever task that you want to accomplish, or project, or goal that you have. I am seeing the broader vision, and I can see that I only have this many tasks to do on my list, and I've already got this much done. I think this is going to take a long time, but actually this is going to take 30 minutes or so, or 20 minutes. Maybe it could be, just anything that is the broader vision. The final alignment that I do want to touch on, and I'm going to talk about this next week, it is both on August 12th and 13th. We have a Sun conjunct Venus, or what astrologers call a Sun-Venus cazimi, when the Sun and a planet meet. So whenever the Sun and a planet meet up in the sky, whenever they conjunct, it's known as a cazimi. That's what it's called, but otherwise known as a conjunction. That makes it more clear. So when we have the Sun and Venus coming into a conjunction, this is a really pivotal point of this Venus retrograde season. because it marks the midpoint of the season. We are getting smack dab. By the time that we're done with this week, we're going to be smack dab in the middle, in the eye of the storm of the Venus retrograde season. And so when Venus meets the Sun, we can gain more clarity, more conscious awareness of who we are, our identities, how we want to express ourselves, and our personal power and our willpower, and really being the individuals that we are in relation to whatever planet that the Sun is coming to conjunct. In this case, it's Venus. So this combination makes for you feel the need to be more social. Getting out, wonderful time to meet new people. This provides a pretty good energy of feeling more diplomatic, feeling more peaceful, like you can be open to what the other person's saying and the other's perspective, and you can make for talking it out. Like, I want to hear your scoop on the matter, your take on the matter, and let's work this out. And I'm open to hearing what you want to say. Like, let's make something happen together. Or just meeting new people, having, there's something about having a conversation, connecting with somebody else. That is what Venus is all about. So there's a strong need for relationship around this time, not to be closed off and lonely and on your island, because no one is an island, but to get out, to branch out, to meet new people, to be social. So this is great for that. Again, it's very harmonious. But once peace, you can find, because this is like an opening to more peace and love in your relationships. So it's beautiful for forgiveness if there's any hurts, or there's any wrongdoings or bad deeds or misunderstandings or anything negative that happen in relationships. There's certain things that can be resolved with, smoothed over with a beautiful, loving energy like this, which is just gorgeous, for peace, love, and joy. And this comes after that Venus square Uranus. And there's a mythological story of how certain testicles were thrown into the sea and up came Aphrodite, which is very Venusian, the goddess of love and beauty. But that can only happen when there is freedom, when each person is allowed to be themselves and express themselves freely and have space, have breathing room. It's not confined to the other's power over, or structures or rules or demands. But so, yeah, there is that mythological story to that. So with the square energy, we do the hard work with the square energy. We really excavate down to what's not working on our relationships. And then we sort of come back up with the Sun-Venus conjunction as sort of celebrating. Like, now we looked at the hard stuff, and now we did the hard work, and now we got, down deep into it. And now we looked at the truth of what needed to be revealed. Now we made some changes. And now we can pivot. Now we can enjoy. Now we can just have an easy, beautiful conjunction with all the positive blessings of the Sun and Venus at our disposal. Now, the other beautiful thing is that anything creative and artistic is wonderful to do at this time. This could be painting, art, anything that makes you feel beautiful. Maybe you want to redecorate your house, or just decorating your house, or creating a more beautiful environment. This provides a great opportunity where you find more appreciation for the beauty and love that is around you in your world, and seeing the peace that is around you in your world, and wanting to create that peace and love if there is not enough peace and love and beauty in your world. So, how can you really beautify your world at this particular time with anything artistic and anything that involves, um, again, decorating? It could be music. Um, Wonderful. And self love. I think because we're talking about Venus retrograde, this is really the time to do some serious self love, some internal self love. Doing the things that you find beautiful, doing the things that you value, that bring you, that uplift you, that you care about, that bring you a sense of peace and tranquility and balance inside of yourself. Doing the things that you personally make you feel beautiful, because it's more internal, it's more, return within, it's more introspective. We're looking at yourself with Venus retrograde. Venus is direct, we're looking at more externally, but Venus is retrograde, we're looking more internally. So, seeing the beauty of who you truly are, celebrating yourself, loving yourself, all of these things, all these kind of themes, come up with this conjunction. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll probably talk about more on this next week, and talk about it in a different way, in a different light, because this conjunction carries over into next week. I do hope that you have a wonderful, prosperous, gorgeous, and fulfilling week ahead. And I want to wish you the best, and bye for now, everyone.